welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Katelyn, and today's video, this is something I never really thought I'd do, but I figured I'd try it anyway. I'm going to be doing a review of the Cake Bake Shop restaurant in Disney's Boardwalk Resort. Let's get into it. So I do have a list here of everything just to kind of make sure I stay on track of everything I want to get through. I basically organized it into food, service, and atmosphere. So I'm going to start with the service because I feel like, at least for me, that's a really important part of like a dining experience. So our server, I believe her name was Samantha. Honestly, she was phenomenal. She was super nice. She was really fun to talk to. She definitely was really good with like recommendations, and we also were celebrating my birthday. So like she definitely made it a point to like know that and like make it a really special part of our meal. And honestly, like, I don't know, I feel like she really just like elevated our dining experience with just how absolutely amazing she was. Also included with service obviously is like the time between ordering and our food getting there was honestly pretty quick, especially because like I have like a mild mushroom allergy, so she definitely made it a point to like let them know, and even with that and having to cook it like separately, did a phenomenal job with getting the food out quick and having it be fresh and warm and so good. So honestly, like, service was really great. Samantha was perfection. I absolutely loved her. The next thing I'm going to get into is the atmosphere. So we sat like right in the front, like when you first walk in, and they have like this carousel looking like area, and on the top it like very slowly spins and you can see all the different little like plushies and stuff up there, and they move. And there was also a little like dog animatronic thing over here that we saw, and I saw it move and it scared me because I didn't know what it was. So like that was a really cool aspect of it. I didn't really know what to expect atmosphere wise because I'd never even heard of this place. Like I knew they were building it, but I'd never heard of, you know, Cake Bake Shop before this. So it was definitely interesting going in, and I definitely, at least in my opinion, I feel like it really fits well like in the Disney bubble because it does kind of have like that whimsical, childlike atmosphere. The colors are like, it's very like white and like pale pink and gold, and very like, in my opinion, it's very like feminine, very girly. Which I honestly usually am not a super huge fan of, but I think it worked really well, and honestly it was so beautiful sitting in there. Like, I was blown away. I was obsessed, and I kind of, when I wasn't eating, I would just be looking around at everything, just trying to take it all in. And then the food, I think it was the best meal I've ever had on Disney property, and I've done a lot of different Disney dining in my life, but this food, I will also include pictures of like the food that we got and also like the menu and everything. Okay, so we got the pesto burrata as like an appetizer or an hors d'oeuvre is the way it's categorized on the menu, and it was so good. The burrata was definitely like, it was kind of like a bruschetta, but it was like you more like put it together yourself instead of it being already put together. And I actually kind of really liked that because I'm someone who is not a big tomato person, but honestly, like, it was so good. The pesto was so flavorful, and the mozzarella was perfect and fresh, and just, it was so good. And even the tomatoes, like I said, I'm not a tomato person, were fresh and like perfect. Like the whole thing was just so good. I definitely recommend it, like 1000%. I did also order a alcoholic drink. I'm someone who normally does not drink, but I figured since it was my birthday I would get one. So I got a mimosa, and it was super good. My only thing was it was a little too much champagne just in my personal taste. I like it a little bit more orange juice than champagne, just because I'm not someone who like really particularly likes the flavor of alcohol. But honestly, even with that, it was still really good, and like, I definitely, again, I recommend it. Like, I cannot explain how much this place was just one of the best places I've ever eaten. And then for my main dinner, I got the steak frites, which definitely is a little bit on like the pricier side. But like I said, we were going for my birthday, so we kind of wanted to like be able to try what we wanted. So I got the steak frites, and it was so good. And I know I keep saying that, but it was seriously so good. I'm someone who usually doesn't like a lot of meat, but this steak was cooked to perfection. The seasoning was so good and flavorful. It had so much flavor. And even the fries, whatever the seasoning was on the fries, was so good. It was just like, it was a punch in the mouth every single time I took a bite, and I could not get enough. It was amazing. And I want it so bad. And even now I'm thinking about it, my mouth is watering. And then obviously dessert. I mean, we each got a slice of cake, which the cake slices are absolutely like huge. I didn't take a picture of my slice of cake because we got them to go and ate them back in the room, and I totally forgot. But I got so I ordered a slice of the millionaire cake, which was so phenomenal. It was so, the chocolate in it was so rich and like decadent and like, I want to say sweet, but like it wasn't overly sweet. You know, like I don't know how to describe it in a way that makes sense. But the millionaire cake, I'm just going to read off of the menu. The millionaire cake was 3 layers of, I don't know how to say it, Valrhona? I'm going to take a guess there. Valrhona French chocolate cake filled with Caillebotte. Again, I'm taking a guess here. Caillebotte Belgian chocolate ganache, homemade salted caramel sauce, vanilla buttercream, and homemade butter shortbread cookies, topped with that same Belgian chocolate fudge, more shortbread, and salted caramel sauce. It was phenomenal. It was so good. And I'm someone, I don't think I've ever had a shortbread cookie, but it was really, really good. It was a nice change of texture for like the moistness of the cake to have kind of a little bit of a crunch to it. Was really nice. The other things that I was kind of looking at on the dessert menu, I mean, honestly, the whole dessert menu looked so good, but they had like pie slices that sounded super good. There was like other different little like macarons and stuff that you could get. Like, it was so good. As kind of like, I like to call myself a foodie. I don't know if I'd really consider myself that, but I did take pictures of the entire menu, so I'll put those in kind of here while I'm talking. But at least in my opinion, if you have like a Cheesecake Factory size menu, like a big menu, then a lot of your stuff isn't crazy good. It's all kind of like mid because you have so much other stuff that you're making. Whereas if you have a little bit more of a condensed menu, I feel like you know what you make that's good and it is included in that. You know what I mean? So like I really liked that there wasn't a crazy big menu, because of the fact I knew that the stuff that was on it is going to be made well. So definitely, like, I don't know if you consider that a plus or a minus, but to me it's a plus. I like kind of having a smaller menu. Plus I'm somebody who's super indecisive, so kind of having a concrete like handful of choices definitely helps me figure out what I'm going to eat. They do also have a kids menu included, which I'm not gonna lie, I did look at just in case there wasn't anything on like the adult menu that I was super sold on, which obviously thankfully there was. But the kids menu, it had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it had buttered noodles, a Tillamook grilled cheese, turkey and Gruyere sandwiches, hamburger sliders, so just kind of like basic food for, you know, those picky kids who you might want to bring but don't know if there's anything they'll eat. I definitely think that it's inclusive in terms of like a kids menu. As someone who mainly eats off the kids menu when they go to restaurants because they're very picky, like I said, thankfully I found something on the adult menu that I was able to get, but I did look at the kids menu just in case, and I figured I'd include it in case there are kids that you're planning on bringing that you don't know if there's stuff that they're gonna eat. I definitely think it's more of like a bare bones inclusive kids menu, in my opinion at least. And then like I said, we went for my birthday, so I'm gonna include a picture here. If you follow me on TikTok, which is at Katelyn, I did put up a little reel or TikTok of my experience at the Cake Bake Shop if you want to go check that out, but I am going to include some stuff here as well. We did go for my birthday, so they did give me a little scoop of homemade vanilla ice cream, which was phenomenal. It definitely tasted fresh and rich and homemade, and it was so good. They also did give me, hold on one second, let me grab it. Okay, so I did include this in my haul that I recently uploaded, but it is a birthday candle, and they had this in the little cup of ice cream, and they had me make a glitter wish, which was they had me hold out my hands like this, and they put glitter in my hands, which as someone who has like sensory issues, I was definitely a little worried at first because like I said, glitter on your hands is never usually a good idea, but they did sprinkle me with some glitter, and they put some glitter in my hands, and when you go to make the wish, you blow the glitter from your hands onto the candle, and it just is this really cute moment. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was super cute. Like I said, I'm not the girliest person in the world at all, but I definitely thought it was super cute, and it made me so happy, and I loved it so much. Like, it was just like a really special thing, and as someone, I think this is the second time I've gone around my birthday, and like this is definitely somewhere I recommend checking out if you have any sort of like special occasion that you're celebrating. For sure, this is like a place to hit. The only thing I think I'll say, it's not necessarily a complaint, but it's where it is. So we were staying at the Grand Floridian, and we were lucky enough that we were able to do a minivan from our resort to the boardwalk. But if that's not something in your budget, or you know, you're trying to figure out how to get there when you're in the parks, I definitely like, I don't know if I'd recommend it then if you're doing it like during a park day, because at least to me, it definitely has more of like an elevated vibe. So unless you're like willing to go to the parks and kind of like a dressier outfit and go into boardwalk and into the restaurant from the park that way, that's definitely an option, or using the Skyliner from Hollywood Studios will also be closer. But I guess my one, it's not even really a complaint, but it's just something to be aware of, is your travel to get there. If you're gonna take a minivan, or if you have to take a bus from your resort to, you know, Disney Springs or something, get a bus to Boardwalk that way, or if you're taking the Skyliner, or if you're going in, you know, from Epcot or Hollywood Studios, even if you're taking the Skyliner in that way. Just kind of be aware of travel, you know. Like I said, it's, at least to me, I definitely saw people who were not dressed up, so it's not like a requirement that you have to be dressed up. That's just how I personally felt. So just something to kind of be aware. Yeah, that is my review of the Cake Bake Shop. And if you want me to do more on other places I've, you know, eaten at Disney, or if you want me to do resort reviews of all the different resorts that I've stayed at, totally let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! You believe in magic?